Trying to build an aesthetic physique from home could be quite frustrating, mainly because you don't get to see the result that you want in the amount of time that you expected it, and also because most videos you see on the internet promise you see results in just 3 months. And here you are 4 months later still looking like All Might, this version of All Might. And with that, you start asking yourself, are you sure my workout is even working at all? And with that level of that, you feel like giving up. And that's the worst you can ever do. As a beginner, it's very important for you to understand that there might be something that you are doing that is killing your progress. So I'm going to go over 4 things that's going to help you achieve your goal. Building an aesthetic anime physique athlete takes time. So it's very important for you to understand that the quality of the training matters a lot. There is a big difference between you trying to build muscle and you trying to improve your endurance. Some people do think just because they can do high reps, that equally means that they're going to build more muscle. But that's not how it works. When you focus on doing fast high reps, that basically recruits your size 2 fast twitch muscle fibers, which is good for improving endurance and power. But if your goal is to increase your muscle mass, you want to focus more on the exercise that literally increases muscle hypertrophy. So instead of doing fast reps, you want to go the opposite route by doing slow reps. Slow rep is very important because it builds mind and muscle connection, which also gives you the opportunity to be able to control every motion of your exercise, especially when it comes to the eccentric and the concentric. But you also have to be careful. Going too slow can also be a problem because if you go too slow, you're basically going to see the momentum and you won't be able to get enough reps in. So what you want to do is that you want to find the sweet spot. So you don't want to go too fast. You don't want to go too slow. What you want to do is this. When it comes to the concentric, you want to go fast. And when it comes to the eccentric, you want to slow down. With this method, you'll be able to build mind and muscle connection. It doesn't really matter what kind of exercise that you're doing. This method has to be implemented in every exercise. Whether you're doing pull-ups or push-ups or squats, whatever it is, this method has to be implemented in every workout that you do. Because with this method, you'll be able to see the growth and the improvements that you seek. And just so you know, fast or slow, you are not going to see any improvements if you do not push yourself. And that leads us to number 2, failure. It's very important for you to push yourself to the limit. Your muscle is very stubborn and adaptive, and that's why you need to push yourself really, really hard. And one way for you to achieve that is for you to basically progressive overload. Don't expect to see improvement if you not increase the amount of work that you're putting in. If you're stuck with the amount of rest that you've been doing since you started 3 months ago, it's obvious you're not going to see any growth. You're basically the author of a lack of improvement. But you can fix that. So all you want to do is basically increase the amount of reps that you've been putting in. Let's say, for example, you're stuck with 15 reps of push-ups. So instead now you want to aim for 20 reps of push-ups. And if you're stuck with 5 reps of pull-ups, you want to aim for 6 to 7 reps of pull-ups. But if you just can't bring your body to do it, you just want to change the variation. So instead of doing the classic push-up, when you get to 15, you want to put your knees down and then aim for 20 reps. Instead, with the pull-ups, you want to get yourself a resistance band. As soon as you get to 5 pull-ups, whereby you can't bring yourself to pull yourself anymore, wrap the resistance band around the bar like so, and then step on it, and then you continue your reps until your body completely gives up. And that's how you achieve failure and progressive overload all at the same time. But there are some other ways you can also progressive overload. For example, let's say the push-up becomes way too easy for you. Then you might want to try the usher push-up. And if the pull-ups becomes way too easy for you, then you want to try the commando pull-ups. If the squat also becomes way too easy for you, then you want to go with a pistol squat. And if you think that the sit-ups, leg raises, and twists are also too easy for you and time-consuming, then you want to do the hanging leg raises. This basically targets all of those body parts simultaneously, which is the upper arms, the middle arms, the lower arms, and your obliques, all at the same time. This is how you also progressive overload and also basically push yourself to failure with different variation of exercise. And also, you can do all of those things, but if you do not eat the right food, you are definitely not going to see any results. And that leads us to number 3. What you eat matters a lot. Nutrition is basically 70% of the process when it comes to building an anime physique. Food is very simple, and all you have to do is understand how food works. Fiber makes it easy for your body to digest food. Fat is basically energy. Protein is the building block that your body needs for muscle repair, and carbohydrate is glucose. Fats and carbohydrate are basically energy. But the difference between these two is that glucose is way more faster for your body to use for energy, and it takes a very long time for your body to be able to tap into fat as energy. So for example, if you are sprinting, your body is going to tap into glucose for energy because it's way more faster to use. But if you go for zone 2 cardio or for a long walk, your body is going to tap into the body fat because you're going steady and slow for a long period of time. Now, with that said, it's also very important for you to be aware of the amount of calories that you're consuming. So if you're someone who is overweight, you want to go into calorie deficit, which basically means you need to eat less and move more. So if you're someone who is skinny, you want to go into calorie surplus, which means you need to eat more food. But that doesn't mean you eat mindlessly. You still want to be very conscious of what you eat. It's very important for you to prioritize protein because protein has amino acid, which is basically exactly what your body needs to build muscle back up after every workout. So if you're someone who is overweight, you want to reduce the amount of carbohydrate you eat and increase your fiber and protein intake. And the reason why is that being that you're already overweight, you already have a lot of energy on you, which is your body fat. So you want to make sure your body taps into your body fat for energy by reducing carbohydrate. So if you're someone who is skinny, you can also eat a carbohydrate and protein as well. You just have to be conscious of what you eat, because just because you're skinny doesn't mean you should eat mindlessly, because there's a high risk that you can also become overweight with muscle, and later on you have to go on a diet in order for you to be able to reduce your body fat. Instead, what you want to do is that you want to build a nice and clean physique throughout the process. So with that said, it's also very important for you to understand that your recovery is very, very important. So that's why you want to prioritize sleep. It's very crucial for you to get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep, because you do not build muscle when you exercise. Neither do you build muscle by eating the right food. Those are just step 1 and step 2. Your recovery comes from when you sleep, and that's exactly when your body actually builds muscle. All you basically do through exercise is stimulate growth, and all you do when you eat is basically give your body the food that it needs to recover, and your body actually recovers when you sleep. So you really have to be very selfish with your sleep. That doesn't mean you become the sleepy beauty. It just means that you need to go to bed very early every night. The reason why it's very important for you to get enough sleep is that because when you don't get enough sleep, your testosterone is going to decrease and your stress hormone is going to increase. And this is going to automatically kill your progress. That's why it's very important for you to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep at least. And that's all I have to say for this video, and I hope this video was helpful. If you are able to follow all of these steps I mentioned in this video, I can guarantee you that you're definitely going to get the result that you seek. You just have to stick to it and keep moving forward. So don't give up and keep going. So until then, guys, see you in the next video.